All right, man, peace. So I have to put out this proclamation for all the teams in the NBA, as well as the teams out there in the rec league, at the YMCA. Carmelo Anthony is still available. If you need a 6'8", 270-pound small forward / power forward on your team, Carmelo Anthony is still available. As of right now, he and his team are still trying to put out the notion that there's this flirtation going on between himself and the Lakers. It seems to be a one-way flirtation because because I don't think that any team has any real interest in Carmelo Anthony. But he and his team are still trying to put out that energy. So anyway, they're going to talk about it. I'm going to chime in.
Say it louder. All right, now on to new developments in the melodrama soap opera. As expected, the Bulls waived Carmelo Anthony today, assuming he isn't picked off waivers. He will become a free agent on Sunday. Our agent Morjanowski following up the initial news of the Bulls' plans to waive Melo with this tweet. Anthony expected to clear waivers, and then we'll have a better sense of...
Carmelo Anthony is going to clear the hell out of waivers. That's what he's going to do. Clear waivers. He's going to clear the hell out of waivers. Ain't no team trying to pick his ass up.
Sense of a possible destination. That music, by the way, just gets me every time. With a league-wide roster movement post-trade deadline, the Lakers remain a real possibility for...
A real possibility for who? For who? Not for the Lakers. Melo's hoping that he's a real possibility for them. And they're going to have to cut somebody to bring on Melo. Who are you going to cut to bring Melo on your team? I mean, really.
For Melo, beyond Thursday's deadline, sources tell ESPN. Michael Wilbon, you spent an hour with Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka last night. What can you tell us?
Just eating popcorn.
Yeah, Magic ain't thinking about no damn Melo. Magic trying to keep his job.
No, I tell you what, there was no talk about Melo, but
of course there wasn't.
Oh, but just think about this. Let's say the deal goes through with the Lakers, and I'm talking about the Pelicans, of course.
Yes.
And let's say Del Dim says yes, and they wind up getting the names that have been tossed about. You're trading essentially a player, or maybe there's a player and a throwaway, for 3 or 4 guys, and now your roster's depleted.
Yes.
Well, and this goes back to Scotty's point, who does LeBron trust down the stretch? We're talking about March, April, and beyond. Who does he trust?
You mean those places where Carmelo Anthony has never been? The last time that he's been playing in May was 10 years ago. But supposedly, according to you, LeBron James trusts Carmelo Anthony in those months. If Melo does indeed land with the Lakers, it's going to be number one because that major trade went through for Anthony Davis. But number two is going to be because LeBron James will finally be able to throw Carmelo Anthony that lifeline. They can end this season hoping to get to the second round of the playoffs. And should they get knocked out playing OKC or Houston or the Golden State Warriors, they can cut Carmelo Anthony and LeBron James can say, I did my best. I brought him onto the team when nobody else would have brought him onto the team. That's really all this narrative is going to be about. Carmelo Anthony needs to sit his ass down and stop trying to take up a roster spot from a young boy who could really play.
Who's he trust to play with? And obviously they've been teammates in the NBA, but they have been on Olympic teams in situations of international play. So, I mean, when you...
Why do people keep bringing up this Olympic team nonsense? The Olympic style of play has almost nothing to do with the NBA style of play. The NBA style is so much faster because the athletes are equivalent on both teams for the most part. In the Olympics, the American team has a discernible advantage when it comes to the athletic aspect.
When you see that tweet from Woj, to me, it just makes sense. If you think the trade is going to go through, who's LeBron going to play with on the backside?
Man, there's so much that could be happening before.
Ain't shit happening. Carmelo Anthony, once again, sit your ass down. Your generation has come and passed. There are very few players who are good enough to play in the NBA for 15, 16 years. You had your run. It's time to go. Go home to your wife or your husband or whatever that is, raise your son, and hopefully everything will turn out well for you. God bless you, brother. Well, anyway, peace.